Hey guys, it's Lauren here with Nat20AU. I wanted to do a little bit of a games room tour today. We get a lot of questions about our room, get a lot of comments about it. My favorite being about the table and why it has no chairs, which I will get to. There is a reason for that, and it is a very valid reason. But mostly I wanted to show it off because photos can never really show the full scale of it. As you can see, it's floor to ceiling shelves. We use Billy shelves from IKEA as opposed to any other shelf because we just really like how modular they are. As you can see, some shelves are completely different than other shelves. Some are really, really tiny over here. They're really small. It's all modular. You can buy extra shelves. You can buy glass shelves, which we have over here displaying some of our minis, and you're able to put lights on them, lights inside them. The lights we have in particular, we drilled those using a router and we just put them in ourselves. Really, really cool. They light up the games perfectly. Fantastic for displaying your favorite games. As you can see, one of my favorites is on display, and also the game my partner made is on display, which is really, really cool. It's really good to look in here all the time and see games like that. That mean a lot to us. So the games room really, really starts on the left-hand side when you walk in. As you can see, we have a lot of what we consider gateway games here. So down the bottom here, we have all of our dexterity games. It's a huge pile of burger up there that we are eventually doing something with. But our dexterity games start down here because they're really, really beginner friendly. And then we move into other games. So you've got some push your luck up here with Quacks, Adventures, Dream Home a little bit. And then you move into some more heavy games, but casual games, things you can break out with almost anybody. Except for Santorini. Santorini is the devil. From there, we move into some more lighter, casual games, but still competitive games. Azul, Calico, Sagrada, which are three of my favorite entryway games, but they are a little bit on the heavier side. So if you're throwing somebody in the deep end and you want them to catch on quickly, Azul, specifically Summer Pavilion, Calico, those are good ways to introduce people to gaming. They have a lot of mechanics that you won't typically find in other games, so they're really, really good. And Sagrada, in general, even for experienced gamers, can sometimes be a real brain teaser. We have Villainous, and then down to a couple other games. This section here isn't really organized at the moment. Some of them are games we haven't played yet. Specifically, you can see Pet Cemetery, Papillon, Ducks in Tow. Haven't even cracked those open yet, so it's a little bit of a shelf of shame in that area. Don't tell anybody. As we move along, I've got some review copies down here that I've been sent from Ravensburger. We've got just some, I want to say crap games, but they're just misplaced games for now. We'll go with that. A lot more games on Shelf of Shame. And then we move into some like puzzle games. So we're really big into games like Unlock, games like Exit, Chronicles of Crime, Paranormal Detectives, Obscurio, Mysterium. They're really good games. They're really, really fun games. They make you think. They're games you can crack out with almost anybody, even if they don't like games for whatever reason. There's something wrong with them and they don't like games. Like, they're really good games to bring out because they're more like party games. We have shelves of social deduction games, which, as you know, I hate. Games. Just basically, it's kind of a mismatch of puzzle finding, puzzle solving, exit games. From there we move into roll and rights, more exit games, small box games. It's kind of unorganized at the moment, but we're still trying to figure out exactly where everything fits. We're kind of out of room, which is a disaster in and of itself. Smash Up. These are some of the heavier kind of games. Going into our kids' games. This one right now gets a lot of playtime. Carcassonne, Ticket to Ride. Just all those little wonderful things. There's so many games with plastic on them. Please don't judge me. So we start getting into heavier games along here. So as you can see, we've got an entire section for Queen games. We've got some of our heavier Tidal Blades, Thunderstone Quest, Mystic Vale, that type of stuff. And then we move into more like deck building, tile laying, hand building type thing. Terraforming Mars is one of our favorite games. We absolutely adore it. It gets played a lot. Raccoon Tycoon is on my current shit list, let's be honest. I'm very upset with it. Keyflower, which is a fantastic game, and Food Chain Magnate, which is honestly a very, very, very heavy game, but it's a fantastic game, well made, very much fun. We haven't opened Root. Some people will judge me very hard for that. We just haven't had time to play it with the right group, especially with everything that's going on at the moment. And we go into some of our bigger games. So these are games that we've had for a very long time. So these are what we call our coffin box games. They're really annoying to store. They take up so much room, but we just can't bring ourselves to part with them or put them anywhere else. So they kind of hang out there. You can kind of see somewhere back here, Descent and World of Warcraft down the bottom. We move into like our dungeon crawler campaign games, Battlestar Galactica, which is if you are a fan of Battlestar Galactica or if you're a fan of older board games, those are very, very hard to find, and they're actually a pretty fancy centerpiece of our collection at the moment. Dead of Winter, which again we are very big fans of, Forgotten Waters, things like that. If you look here, these little meeples, we used those when we announced our pregnancy with our little Bubba. Very cute. More dungeon crawlers, legacy games, things like that, Kingdom Rush. Down here you can see where it's an absolute mess. My partner's been painting Cleopatra, and it looks really, really good. I can't wait to show that off. He is an exceptionally talented painter. As you can see, he's painted all of this stuff here. He's very good at what he does, even though he doesn't listen to me and doesn't think he's very good, but he is. And then the room concludes with a bit of a mess again, but all of our D&D stuff, so our hundreds of books, aids, pencils, dice, everything. And we don't play very often at the moment, but we are definitely keen on playing again soon. So that's a bit of a tour, just a very quick, rough tour of the room. There's a lot going on in here. There's a lot to figure out, and sometimes it's really hard to find certain games. We actually have to look several minutes to find games sometimes, which is a little bit embarrassing as well. Getting to the table. We have no chairs at the table because at the moment, this is where I take all my photos for Instagram. However, when it's not used for Instagram, it's usually covered head to toe in board games. There's usually stuff under it, stuff on it, stuff everywhere. The carpet is exceptionally comfortable. A lot of people comment that they want the carpet because it's really fun on your feet. It's a nightmare when you drop something for a board game. It just gets lost. You're never finding it again. Anytime we move it, we pick it up and shake it out, and we literally make like $600 in board game money. It's kind of a disaster. Other than that, we don't have much room left, so we are considering at the moment what to do next. We're thinking about putting some shelves on the outside of the room. Since this is a media room, there's a big open door. We're thinking about putting shelves on either side and stacking those up with the D&D books, but we're not sure what's going to happen yet. So that's just a quick overview, quick tour of the games room. If you guys have any questions or if you want to know anything else, let me know. I would love to show you guys more. I'd love to talk more about board games. As you can tell, I have no other hobbies, so that would be fantastic to do more with this. Thanks for watching, guys, and thanks for listening to me drone on about board games.